Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Way of Truth Tarot. This is our Zoom deep diver investigation group where my tier 3 deep divers we get together once a week or once every 2 weeks depending on my schedule, and we look at a case that I'm not familiar with and I've never read it before. So, this is going to be part 2 of the Troy Cook disappearance. I'm just going to do a quick recap of last week's if you are not familiar. So, Troy Cook was last heard from on June 12th, 1997. He made a last phone call to a family member, and he sounded not like himself. He sounded like he could have been coerced in some way, under pressure in some way, but also kind of sounded like he may have been on something that was preventing him from being fully cognizant. And he hasn't been heard of again. And that was, again, in 1997. So from last week's reading, I picked up on the relationship, or the alleged relationship he had with his roommate, which his father was a little suspicious of, that maybe him and this roommate were closer than just friends and being roommates, if you know what I mean, in more of a romantic sense. So we did touch on that, and then Carrie from last week's group was able to confirm it with the research. Again, this was something I was looking into that I had not researched before. She was able to confirm that information from what she gathered about, well, researching the case. I also picked up on that the roommate wasn't physically responsible for what happened to Troy. However, he facilitated it. So in this week's reading, what was brought up last week was an area of interest called Victoria Park. Paige is familiar with that park. She does come from the same area that Troy went missing from. So we're going to get an energy reading on the connection between Troy and this park, if there is one, as well as a name. And we're just going to be using the initials MM in this. If you are curious about who that is, you can do your own research. But I don't want to send a mob over to this person, so I'm not going to divulge the name. What you do with your own time and your own research is your business, but that is why I'm just going to be using the initials MM. And this person has been pointed, we were aware of this person by the posts of Troy's cousin, Carrie Richards. He's been very vocal about his disappearance every year since he went missing. So again, the first part of this reading is up on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it in its entirety. All right, let's get started with the second part of this reading. So, first area of business, Victoria Park. Okay. I'm going to actually take my places deck and I'm going to just, for the hell of it, well, switch my camera first so you can see the cards. And my coffee cup, you don't want to see that. I swear, coffee keeps this show alive. Okay. Here we go. Okie dokie. Give us a few cards that represent places that have direct connection to what happened to Troy and his disappearance. Arena in reverse. School in reverse. Casino in reverse. What? Okay, so with this, we ought to think outside of the box here. And I got to flip these cards right side over so I can read them. So, arena is in reverse because it's not saying that it's an arena. However, it is a place. Hey, Donna. It is a place where it was a competitive environment. Okay. So, clashing of egos, clashing of wills, personal wills are like your willpower. Opposing willpowers are coming to mind here. So, one willpower would be the perseverance to survive and get away from something, and the other willpower is to overtake, um, to challenge, to defeat. School in reverse is like, if only I had have known, if only I wasn't so naive, is really what I feel with this card. If only, like, it's naivety is, I'm really feeling it with this card. It's weird. It's like not fully learning from the past, and that has direct consequences what is happening right here, right now to Troy. He took a, this is representing that him trusting the individual that facilitated this was a gamble. He was gambling with his life and he didn't even realize it. So this is picking up, interestingly enough, this is picking up on what he was feeling while he was in this place of question that we're trying to place. Okay, so give me a couple cards that can represent Victoria Park in what it looks like, that kind of thing. Okay, so we got beauty and spa in reverse. So it's like people go here to get dirty, is what I feel with this. This is not a place of luxury. This is not a place of just getting dirt. I don't know. I've got dirty energy with this. Farm, workplace. Okay, that's interesting. So it's actually touching on more like a farm setting. And it's somebody's workplace, it's not somebody's home. So desert in reverse. What's the opposite of a desert? Green, lush. Foliage is the opposite of desert. A place where people there was drinks and beverages where he was. And a parking lot is significant. Any other places that are of significance? We've got amusement park or thrilling rides on its side. This is a bridge. What is on the left side of the bridge? A forest, a secluded retreat, a remote getaway, which could also be a farm. So this is like, come to this cozy retreat, come to this rural area that's private. It's going to be real fun. We're going to have a really good time. It'll be a thrilling getaway. What is on the other side of this alleged thrilling getaway? Tranquil waters, and I don't like that card. That I'm feeling like this card is representing the end. I don't feel like he ever saw this lake with his living eyes. In my head, I'm seeing this from way above. And what's really disturbing me is what I am seeing is allegedly somebody sinking to the bottom and watching themselves just go under and get weighted down. Oh my God, I have goosebumps all over my body here. You guys got to see this. Oh, can you guys even see that? I don't know, whatever. I need to wash this out of my brain. Give me one sec. I don't feel like Victoria Park is it. I don't. Um, I really don't. Donna and Paige, do you have anything to say so far? Let's do Donna first. She with us?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
So I was thinking that so you were saying like foliage and like green and all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
and parking lot. Well, that's all. Victoria Park is like as soon as you go in, it's a big long parking lot, and everywhere is like flowers and there's paths that go up behind the park, all up. It goes all the way up Wood Street. or on the other side of Wood Street in town. It's one of the bigger hills, and it's
Okay.
all woods with paths behind it and waterfalls.
Okay. What about,
Yeah,
did you say farms?
waterfalls.
Waterfall. Okay. I
Yeah,
feel like the farm and the lake, the cabin, it's like I'm feeling like that is where he really ran into trouble.
I really don't think Victoria Park has anything to do with it. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Might have been hanging out there that day, but
Right.
I don't think anything went down there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
I
don't
think it
either.
was in a more rural area. It was in a more rural area, and there was like it was quite a hop, skip, and jump from house to house, fields.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
remote.
I got
Like,
goosebumps. I got full out goosebumps.
yeah, I don't feel like Victoria Park is it. And I have a feeling that maybe
No,
the family thinks it is because they knew he hung out there. But this is not, yeah, no.
I feel like it happened beside a field myself.
Yeah, and I mean the agriculture thing, I'm seeing like
Let's see what
small
happened.
cabin area, right? With like
Yeah,
a chicken coop beside it, a small pig enclosure, and then
yeah.
field either side that you would grow stuff in. And but a lake that is not in visual. If you were like standing on the farm, you can't see it anywhere around you. However, if you were to go down, it's almost like the farm is above.
Up
Above.
on a hill.
Yeah, and then you go down this ravine and there's a lake. And it's like, haha.
And
And I
I
think the
don't know
lake is
why, but I
private
just
on
feel,
private property.
yeah, I'm getting the same kind of feeling that you were.
Did you pull any cards?
No, I didn't yet. Do you want
Okay.
me to?
Yeah, I mean, pull
Just tell
cards.
me what you want me to do.
Yeah, no,
I
just like
just, I don't,
pull cards as you
I
feel.
don't. Okay, I will. I'll let you know when if I decide to pull any.
Sounds good.
Because what you're doing so far is going pretty good.
Okay. Alrighty. So, next order of business, MM. MM. Okay. Give me 3 or 4 cards that represent MM's alleged involvement in Troy disappearance. Okay. It was a choice, and it was made, the choice this individual came to was made by weighing up their options. Like, what am I getting out of this? I mean, this is strictly from like, I don't have any ill will against this person, but if somebody offers me something that maybe I'm desperate for, I may consider it. And this is the consideration. And here is the motivation card. This is what being at a financial loss. What was in it for me? Well, more than what I have. Choice decisions. 2 of wands on a bridge, so it's connecting the motivation. What was the this is the motivation. This is that individual deciding what, like, what is he deciding to do? What is he deciding to do? That is on this side. This isn't funny, but when I get nervous, I laugh. I just do. Don't ever bring me into a court of law. Don't do it. I'll look like a psycho. It's the Ten of Swords, and it is okay. If there's any deck or any card in the deck that means physical death, it would be the Ten of Swords. Not the death card. That's symbolic. Being stabbed in the back. Jesus Christ, this card just doesn't want to stay. Being stabbed in the back. Let's switch the camera. I really wish I could run both of these cameras at the same time. I don't know how to do that yet. But we are an evolving channel here. So, if this isn't clear, I don't know what is. Okay. You guys can't see all of that. Okay. So, get a good look at this. I'm going to clean it up. So, what was MM's what was MM's connection to Troy? What was MM's connection to Troy? Somebody he looked up to, somebody that Troy viewed as a charming person that was a natural born leader. You guys are seeing this in reverse. It's not in reverse. There we go. So the King of Wands is also like an entrepreneur, and this is a family business card. This is like this person is such a natural born leader that they make long-term success for themselves. They can leave a legacy. Like, this is somebody that I look up to. This is somebody that I want to be like. Respect. And again, I pointed out to Troy being naive. I truly feel like he had no inkling. Yeah, inspiration, the magician. This is like, I want to be like you. Like, I'm going to look to you to see how it's done. And then we have the Page of Cups in reverse. The Page of Cups in reverse is representing innocence and naivety. What did I just say? Troy being naive to and defeat. 7. This is so weird for me. I have to reverse them so you guys can see them the way I am seeing it. It's so weird. Yeah. Seven of Wands in reverse. Giving up, being defeated. Yeah. Okay. How did he lure Troy to this place? Allegedly. How did MM allegedly lure Troy to this place in question? And I do not feel like it's Victoria Park. How did Troy get lured to this place in question? Harmony. There was a purpose. Remember how I said he looked up to this person? He's like, this person inspires me to be better, to create things. And then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is about corruption. This is about poor investments and bribery. He, unbeknownst to Troy, he did not realize that it was manipulation. You're gonna come here. Troy thinking he's gonna get something out of value, like maybe a job or maybe learning a new skill or hanging out with this person he looks up to. But he couldn't, he was naive to this person's true. Oh my God. The devil. I don't know what to say. The devil. That was this person's true intentions for him. Something evil. Conflict. Five of Wands. Of Tower in reverse. Sudden change. No, wait. I'm so confusing myself. Tower in reverse. You're seeing it as a tower upright. It's really fear of change or the moment already passing. So when Troy is trying to release himself, it was too late. The moment for him to get away had already passed. Allegedly. Any one of you guys have any questions? Any questions that you want me to ask? Okay, I'll take that as a no. All right. Based on what we have come up with so far, I'm going to get some missing or whispers of the unsolved. Okay. Okay, give me a few whispers regarding what I have just said so far. Hello, Troy. He's here. Higher power. Timeline issues in reverse. Oh, weird. Okay. So I'm seeing this card upside down, okay? There is a yellow tack on 21. Troy went missing on the 12th. Okay, this card came out in reverse. So when I see this number, I see 12. Um, he's saying that he did not go missing after the 12th.
I'm here. I think I figured out my new phone.
Oh, hey, Donna. How's it going?
Good, my old phone died, and I was having a heck of a time to get the microphone to work. I'm like, how do I get this to run? I have an iPhone now, so it's all
Yay!
brand new to me.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You'll notice iPhone is a lot easier to use if you were using Android before. I'm a Mac girl. I have used both, but I find Apple way more user friendly.
Well,
But
I really like it, except I said, why won't this mic work? Why can't you know I'm here and I'm sending chats and nobody's answering? I'm saying I don't know how to get my mic on.
oh, I see 7 chats, but it's like I'm blind to that when I'm actually doing this. So
Okay.
okay, I'm so glad you're here and that we have an open communication.
Okay, I'm going to mute now.
Okay. So, yeah, I feel like Troy is saying through these two cards, do not mistaken that weird last phone call. I did not go missing after. That was the beginning of the end for me. Allegedly, my opinion. Male in reverse. A male in reverse would be a female. Okay. What about this female? Witness. And it's a female on the freaking card. You guys can't see. It's a female looking through her blinds on the card. Male in reverse. Like this reading is quite concise. It's quite clear. Okay. What did she witness? Propaganda, fake news in reverse. She saw the truth. She saw the truth. Okay, so she saw what happened. What happened? Okay, so anger and rage in reverse. Female again.
Did you get the email I sent you about this case?
When did you send it? Was it a long time ago?
I don't know, last week maybe, or at the
No, I
beginning of
didn't.
this week?
I didn't.
I was just sending you a little bit of what might be considered unknown information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it line up with what I'm getting?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. So no, I'm very as soon as I'm done this, I'm gonna go hunt for that email. I get so many emails now that it's sometimes
Okay.
I get lost in translation. Okay, interesting. Thanks for that, Donna. Okay, so good, correct. Weird. Okay. If this isn't a contradictory, I don't know what is. Okay, wait. Rage and anger in reverse. Okay, so that would be not a fight. Not a fight between another female?
Okay, so
Yeah,
and
please help me.
um, so some little bit of unknown. So I was living in Truro when this happened,
Yeah,
and knew someone who very, very well. She was one of my best friends at the time, and she knew Troy very well.
okay.
And Troy was or had just before this, shortly before this, come out as being transgendered, being a woman.
Oh my God.
And
What
at that
should have been
time,
my original thought?
the reserve was very against that type of thing, and they booted him. He was living with his grandmother, and he got booted out.
Oh my God. Did you watch my first video, my first reading on this?
I did, and that's why I sent you the email.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Did you say Millbrook?
No, he was from Shubenacadie.
Okay. No, I was away from my phone and I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, he was from Indian Brook. That's what it's called, Indian
Okay,
Brook.
that's what I heard. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
Paige is also from the area.
I lived in Millbrook for 12 years. I just moved away from Millbrook.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm very,
nice place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
No.
and I really should have gone with my original thought because when I first said male but in reverse, my first thought was transgender. And yeah. And this is my point for everybody watching that will ever get into tarot or into tarot. This is a perfect example about trusting that first thing that pops in your head, even if your intellect says that's not right. This is a perfect example of this instance. I should have stuck with that original pop in my head. Thank you, Donna. Really appreciate it. So now, and it was trying to tell me, look how many times it tried to tell me. Female. And these two cards were touching. Like he's trying to say, no, bitch. Actually, this is upright. No, bitch. Hello. And this is in reverse. Oh, these cards, this camera is really pissing me off with the opposites. But yes, okay. Thank you. Okay. I think I've made my point. So, and I'm false. Like, my first feeling was good and it was correct. My thing was false. Like, I love this. I love being wrong sometimes. Okay. So, rage and anger in reverse. So I still believe there's a witness. And what I'm feeling.
I'm pretty sure there is too. There was more than one witness.
Okay. So okay, more than one witness. I'm feeling with this card though that I don't know if there was a witness that I don't feel she knows what she saw. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel there's someone out there that had seen the truth and something that could really unfold things. However, they don't realize what they saw as being So important. Does that make any sense at all, Donna or Paige, from what you know?
Yes,
Okay.
but like, you know me, that many years ago, I downloaded the whole thing from beginning to end.
Right.
And so,
Okay, we'll keep that until I'm done.
right, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, perfect. Love that. Thank you. Oh my God, your patience with I can feel you exercising so much patience right now to be like, let her just do it. Oh, I love you. Okay. Okay, what do you I want to really get into what they saw though. Okay. So I'm maybe thinking that they saw Troy as Tracy or whoever he identified with as in his um as in his female side.
Absolutely.
Oh, that man had such beautiful bone structure. He's so pretty. I mean, like either whether he was a man or um in his female identity. Like he was what a war. So in wars, it's usually stems from my God is better than your God, or how you're living your life is so wrong to me that I need to physically stop you from existing. That is what I feel with this card. You're again seeing it upside down. I'm sorry. Okay, and there was somebody facilitating this. The supplier card coming out is saying that there is somebody at the top that has foot soldiers, so to speak, people, little minions, if you will. And we've got healing and alignment upside down. When they saw Troy living in his alignment, standing in his truth, regardless of what other people feel, that was when it was like it enraged them. Natural causes in reverse, but actually it's not fully in reverse, it's on its side. So it's like this person is like thinking to themselves, he's bringing it on themselves. Um it's like, yes, I'm pushing that domino over, but they're making me. And I'm not saying that's right, but that is the the logic of this person or these people, really. I school in reverse, not learning the lessons. I feel like in Troy's life, up to this point, people had shown him many times of their intolerance. And he was naive to the fact that they would actually act on hurting him, like really hurting him. Because this is the second time we've got like this school card, but yeah, in reverse, like. And there was a meeting, there was a group, there was a decision-making process of this whole thing, led by the supplier. And I don't know, maybe this supplier is also dabbles in drugs and stuff, but I don't feel like that had anything to do with what happened to him. I'm going to try to use the other side of the deck because this Whispers deck is pretty fat, so I got to use it in two parts. What can you tell me that I'm missing so far? Haha, karma and justice on its side. They trapped him because they viewed him as trash. They met, they came up with a plan, they trapped him. Low vibrational feelings. And poor Troy was at a crossroads. The only way out is through. Power supply. Making a deal. He was begging for his life. He was begging. Con man. Masks coming off. That's when he really realized, oh my God, these people are monsters. And here is the spouse and partner card again. We got that the last time. I think somebody set him up. Come to my house. Maybe we can hook up. I think it was all a sick plan. Treason. Betrayal. Okay. Sorry, death in upright. That's how it came out to me, was upright. This is a reverse camera, so I had to flip it backside so you could see it right side. Oh my God. I don't. Okay. I don't know what to say. All right, let's get a missing variable to see if there's anything else that I'm not seeing or I'm missing or. The Apprentice of Ambition. I told you. There's a facilitator and there's a person. Okay, I feel there's a facilitator, the person that is putting out these orders. I feel there's somebody who is the apprentice of ambition who wants to kiss this supplier's ass. You're like, I'll set this guy up. I know how to get him. Whatever. So what passage on the card applies to poor Troy's situation? Oh. 5. I feel like that flew out of my hand for a reason. Okay. Naive risk taker. I've been saying this the whole time. makes bold moves without fully understanding the consequences. He trusted somebody, not fully remembering how people have shown him in the past their true colors. He was so desperate for it to be accepted that it clouded. Oh, no worries, Paige. I'll have this video posted so you can see the remainder of it. All right. Okay. I seriously feel sick to my stomach. Yeah. Yeah, this is really gross to me. This energy is really disgusting. I just I just can't tell right now where the roommate fits all into this. Like, is he the facilitator? I kind of thought that maybe he was in the first reading, but
No.
I don't know anymore. I'm not feeling that anymore. Hmm. Let's ask that specifically. What role does the roommate play? Five of Wands. Rivalry. Clash of egos. Diversity. So is it fair to say the roommate actually was not on board with Troy's lifestyle? And that maybe because he was living with Troy, he saw something in Troy's belongings or through a cracked door that he did not expect to see and that rocked his world. Is that fair to say? Secrets. High Priestess in reverse. Confusion. Hidden motives. Hidden motives. Did he possibly see something that showed how Troy identified as? And it was like he got paranoid thinking that Troy would do something, like come on to him. I don't know. 10 of Wands. This is a heavy burden. We've got the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is a bully. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse is refusing traditions. As in, you're going against what your culture is, what it is to be an indigenous man. Donna, do you know if the res that Troy is from, do they view themselves as warriors? Like a
Very
warrior?
much so.
Okay. The reason I ask this is because when this card came out, I was feeling, and I knew this was not my feeling, but it was somebody else's, but it was like, how dare you, how dare you dishonor our ancestors and our warrioring energy, which is divine masculine. Okay, okay. If what do you have to? What are your thoughts about this, Donna? I'm done.
You're done
Oh, and then
already?
I got being the Three of Cups in reverse, being forced to conform. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, right now I'm exhausted and this energy is really gross and I don't want to,
The whole thing is really gross.
yeah, I don't want to overload myself tonight. So I'm going to stop now. Not saying I'm done with this case, I'm just saying I'm done with this fucking energy. So if you can maybe um confirm or what you know so far, just so we can wrap this up. I gotta sit with the, yeah,
What do you mean by what I know?
like what you, well, you're more familiar with this case, right, than I am.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah. And I mean, there were people in my download that were involved. And the worst part of it all is that I knew them. And so then it all fell together. And one day I was driving by this particular spot and it just completely came down. Whoosh. And yeah,
So from that download,
yes,
and we know that this is all alleged,
yes,
but from what you believe to be true,
yes.
uh how does what I've come up with
Just
jive?
hang on.
What about this end part about the roommate's motive and them not actually being in a relationship together?
They weren't.
Okay.
They
So,
weren't. But he had met someone who had an what do they call that? What is it called when you like toes or whatever in a
oh, a foot
sexual way?
fetish.
A
Foot fetish.
fetish. Has somewhat of a fetish with people like Troy.
Transgenders or
Yeah,
new.
and yeah, so they would be together, and yeah,
The
I
roommates.
I don't know how much you want me to tell you, and I'm not sure of how much I want to share
Right, right.
over
But
the
did the
internet, right?
roommates accidentally get a visual of them being together and was like, "Oh my God, why? Like, who are you?"
Yeah, I know, yeah,
Okay,
and I know this other person liked
right.
him,
Oh, freaking breaks my heart. Like, it really does. Can you
and I went to. So when I went to my best friend after this all happened, and she said, and I told her I had these initials which I can't remember anymore, and she said just spell it out. And so I told her, and she says, "Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about," which was an elder on Indian Brook Reserve. So I went to visit this elder, and he downloaded it from my palm and then just said that it would be best not to let it go. And because the family wasn't prepared for that.
right,
So I did.
right. Because again, at the end of the day, it's like not necessarily you did everything you could with your information And sometimes what's planned divinely may or may not include us. And when we when we can be aware of that and we accept that, that's non-interference. And non-interference is like a universal law. We all have free will.
Yeah.
And it's like being able to exercise it despite of how we feel. I'm sure there was every part of you wanting to help and being like, this information is better being known than not. But at the end of the day, it's not your decision to take that upon yourself, right? And that is how
Right.
I feel every single time I want to reach out to a family member about a reading. Because I may feel this information could help them, but will it really? Are they at that level for it to be helpful? I don't want to give them any more pain than they already have and any more shit to think about and to work through.
Right. Which
So,
is basically what he said, right? This was better just to be left alone.
yeah, and they'll find that information when they're ready, you know?
And so I wish I could remember the guy's name, though. All I remember is that he was blind.
Interesting. So it's so
Yeah.
interesting. And he said he was an elder. So he's a
Yeah.
shaman.
Yeah. He was, he was a seer.
Yep. And it's interesting he was blind because in a lot of indigenous cultures around the world, a lot of their shamans are born disabled
Yeah.
or have sometimes gotten injuries at such a young age that it's like their price to see.
Yeah.
And never view their disabilities as something that was done to them or making them less than. They're all like, nope, this was a fair trade-off. And
So yeah, he just placed his thumb in the palm of my hand, and
I
a few minutes later, he was done and put my hand down and said it's better to leave that alone. So
I really so I'm a quarter native and I'm Cree. Another I can't talk today. Warrior, you know what I'm trying to say.
yes.
Warrior tribe. And I identified with that, the energy of his ancestors of being proud of being a warrior, right? And what that
Yeah.
However, I feel like maybe a long time ago, like over 300 years ago before the white man infiltrated, that maybe they would have been able to accept him a lot more
Oh,
than
absolutely.
I
Right.
feel
Absolutely.
this is an influence of the white man.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because a lot of indigenous cultures identified twin double spirits.
Yeah.
It's almost like they identify that there's two parts of somebody.
That's what they do now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They call them two-spirited.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And fuck man, he was just shy of that.
Yeah, but at this time, like in his Taor was I liked it there. I lived there, and then I lived in Shubenacadie for a little while, and then I went back and lived in Pictou Landing for a little while, and then I made my way to New Brunswick. I was just quite the gypsy girl. But yeah, like it was kind of a known thing, and the parents really struggled with
all of it.
when I listened to the dad's interview he did, and he said, the bartender said, he's eyeing these other girls, and it's making all the men mad. I was like, yeah, that's what you want to think. Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, he wasn't eyeing the girls in that way. He was being like, I wish I could be like that.
Right. It was just the wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
He was
has
damned if he did, and he was damned if he didn't, I think.
Yeah, and so it was really upsetting to me because I knew these people that when I downloaded, I knew them. And
You
I
still
was
know
like,
them?
no, I don't talk to them anymore. No,
Right.
no. But I never ever said anything to them. I
Oh, no.
never, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, rightfully so. I don't think that would have helped. I think it would have just invited a lot more issues for you, and it
Yeah,
would have confused the family and it overwhelmed them even more than they already were. Just like you said, your experience with the shaman said. Um, so every time I put a video out about a missing person and or whatever, I'm always praying that the right person will see it. And if the person is meant to have this information, the video will find them regardless.
yeah,
I have to choose to believe that. And yes, there have been other instances where something literally took a hold of me and I started messaging people where it wasn't me and they always worked out. But again, it wasn't me. I couldn't stop myself from doing it. And I have to put the faith in I was being divinely guided. Um, I'm really hoping that happens with this case. I think enough time has passed. And Troy deserves.
yeah. And I was more, you know me, I was more like, I wonder if she'll hit on the things that I saw or whether I'm way off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All
Except
right.
for the lake thing. I don't know where the lake thing or the water thing comes in, but there's a bar right at the end of the street almost by Victoria Park.
Okay.
And that's where they all used to go.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna wrap this up now because to be honest, I have to go to the washroom really bad. So I'm gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
I'm gonna read your email and I'm gonna email you back. And if people want to see a part two or sorry, a part three with this, let me know. I'll do one. Um, I'll do another one.
Okay.
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 Thank you guys so much, and I will see you again real soon.
Okay.
Bye,
Take care.
Courtney.